Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique is consistently one of the hardest reservations at Walt Disney World to get, especially when it comes to enchanting extras. And it's mostly because Disney does not provide you with the right information to be able to get it booked. In this video, I'm going to tell you all the secrets travel agents like me and other Disney veterans use to get Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique every time consistently. Hi, I'm Matt with Adventures of a Disney Dad, and I'm a travel agent who specializes in Disney World vacations. I've booked Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique hundreds of times for clients, and as a proud girl dad, I've also done the experience several times with my own family. Using these tips and these instructions, knock on wood, I've never had any guest miss Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique as long as they're ready to book 60 days in advance of their vacation. Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique at Disney World is an opportunity for your daughter to be transformed into the princess of her dreams, all at Walt Disney World right next to Cinderella's castle. There are also opportunities for young boys to become knights and do their own makeover, but it's a much smaller process. There used to be multiple locations at Walt Disney World, including at Disney Springs, but that location is not open since COVID. So right now there's only one location, and it's in Magic Kingdom at Walt Disney World. Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique offers a wide range of packages available for princess transformations. There's only 2 packages for knight transformations, and those are much smaller. But for the princess transformations, they've got deluxe packages that include hair, makeup, and a dress, and then they can include some accessories. There are also packages that only include hair and makeup, and you can bring your own dress. The most important tip and takeaway from this video is that you need to book 60 days in advance of your check-in date for your Walt Disney World vacation. That's something that Disney tells you. They tell you that enchanting extras and dining reservations typically open 60 days in advance of your Walt Disney World vacation check-in day. Where Disney doesn't tell you the truth is that Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique, unlike other enchanting extras and unlike dining reservations, actually opens at midnight Eastern. That's what the veterans don't tell you. So the reason why most people are unable to get Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique reservations, or it's really hard, is that they're waking up at 6 a.m. Eastern expecting the reservations to open up at that time when they've actually already been open for 6 hours. In fact, more often than not, it may open about 15 minutes before midnight. So typically you should start to get online and check at 11:45 Eastern Standard Time, 61 days before your check-in. I can't emphasize enough, you have to be ready to book your Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique reservation 60 days in advance of your vacation, or chances are you're not going to be able to get it. This is especially the case if you're going in a high demand time period for your vacation, but even on the low demand time periods, everybody wants to get into Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique. Now I'm going to walk you through the steps of how to navigate the Walt Disney World website so that you can book Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique for yourself. First, we're going to go over here to waltdisneyworld.com, and we're going to go into the My Disney Experience tab at the top right. We're going to scroll down here to Book Enchanting Extras and Experiences. And once that opens up, these are in alphabetical order, so we're going to scroll down to Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique. And again, we're going to want to do this starting at about 11:45 p.m., 61 days before your check-in date. We're then going to look here at the Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique, and you can see here from the My Disney Experience site, you can see that they've got a note here of reserve early, learn when advanced reservations can be made. We're going to click here and open this up, and you can see under frequently asked questions, it says enchanting extras can typically be booked no earlier than 6 a.m. on the day the offers become available. This is not true for Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique, and that's typically the only one that this applies to. It will be available at midnight Eastern Standard Time, 60 days in advance. They've also got the different packages that are available here, so you can take a look at those, and it shows you the various pricing. The carriage package is $99.95. So when we're going to make our reservation, we're going to click Check Available Days. And one of the most important things here, once you hit your check-in date, all of the days of your vacation are going to be available. So if you look here at my screen, I've got a 7-day vacation planned checking in on August 7th. Once I hit midnight, August 7th will open up, but so will the rest of the days of my vacation that are here. 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th, and 13th. So all of the days of my vacation are going to be available for me to book Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique. Now what's really important here is that you want to start with the latest available date that you'd be interested in going to Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique, because that's the one that's going to have the most availability. Why is that? Say, for example, if I'm checking in on August 7th, the person that's checking in on August 6th and has an 8-day vacation has already been able to book Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique throughout the duration of my vacation. So this is really important for short vacations like 4 or 5 days. You always want to start at the back end of your vacation and check that date for availability first, because you're more likely than not going to have additional availability on those days. So I'm going to click here on the 13th, and I'm going to click Next. The number of guests that we select here is going to be the number of guests that are actually participating in the attraction. You don't include the people that are coming with the princess or the knight. And then you can see the morning is already unavailable. So there's afternoon and evening slots available. In the afternoon, I'm going to click here at 3:35 p.m. and then I can go through the process of checking out for the reservation. If you don't like the time slots that are available, you can go back through the process. But what I like to do is make sure that I make that reservation first so that I can lock one in. And then I'll come back, and if I like a different time better, I'll make that reservation and cancel the one that I made previously. You should try and book this in the morning as early as possible so that your princess can enjoy it for the entire day. It's a really expensive experience, so booking it late in the evening where they can only enjoy it for an hour or two is a little bit of a bummer. I typically never like to recommend people do this experience if they're going to book it after like 3:30, 4 o'clock, because you really don't get the time to experience Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique, which can take up to 90 minutes, and then be able to go and do things throughout the park while your princess is wearing a dress or your knight is in his costume, so on and so forth. You don't have the chance to meet a lot of the characters because some of the characters, they go in at 5 o'clock and they're not going to be available after that. So you may not get a lot of pictures of your princess with different characters or things that she wants to do. The number one tip is to always try and make sure you're looking at the back end of your vacation first and then move forward to find times that you like the most. The best thing about Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique reservations opening at midnight is that it's done before your dining reservations are done. So you can actually book your dining reservations around your Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique reservation, and they're not going to interfere with each other because by the time your dining opens up at 6 a.m., you'll have already made your Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique reservation. Since this is the first reservation, you can schedule your park days and kind of build your vacation around this experience and make sure that it's going to be an experience that lasts a lifetime. Another tip that I've found is don't use the app on your phone. Wi-Fi can be a little slow. If you have a computer that's hooked up directly to Ethernet, it's going to be a lot faster so you can get better internet access. I also like to do this on multiple different windows so that you can be the first one to get in, see which one gets in first. So sometimes you may try multiple devices. You can try your iPhone, an iPad, and a computer. It really is that difficult sometimes, especially if you're dealing with popular dates. We're talking right after Christmas is over, spring break, things like that, where the parks are going to be packed. This kind of thing can be a little bit important, and it can also be a little intense. Another tip is to always have backup dates in mind in case your first choice isn't available. It's just really important to be flexible when you're trying to book Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique because the dates and availability are just so crazy. Sometimes there are reservations that may be listed as before the park opening time or right at the park opening time. Don't panic. Usually Magic Kingdom will open an hour to an hour and a half before the scheduled park opening time. So if your appointment's at 9 a.m., the park says it opens at 9 a.m., you're going to be rope dropping. So plan to get there about 30 to 45 minutes early. You'll be able to get into the park, you'll have access to Main Street, and you'll be able to go to Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique and get checked in for your appointment 15 minutes in advance, which is what they recommend. On the day of the appointment, you don't need to bring a whole lot. Make sure your child has their hair washed, and you come with your confirmation number and any of the guests that you want to bring with you. You can only bring 2 adults and the one child that's participating into the experience. So if you have grandparents, aunts, uncles, all of them are going to have to wait outside. One of the great things about Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique is they will let you rotate. So if you have grandparents that are interested in participating in the experience or seeing their granddaughter become a princess, dad can come and swap out with granddad or grandmom, whatever the case may be, and they can come into the experience for a little bit and you can kind of swap in and out. At Adventures of a Disney Dad, we're trying to make Disney planning easy for you and your family. But as always, I am a travel agent and my services are completely free to use. So if you're interested in having me book your Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique reservation so that you don't have to wake up at midnight and then do your dining the next morning at 6 a.m., feel free to reach out. All of our information is in the description. Make sure you hit that subscribe button for more Disney planning tips, like this video, and comment with your favorite Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique or Disney experience. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the parks.